F1 Academy in Miami. Lights out, and F1 Academy's got a great start from Emma Felbermeyer. From that pole position, she has taken the lead initially, and oh my God! As well, what a shame. That is a real problem going into that first corner. What a shame, Abby.
Yeah, Ella Lloyd misjudging her braking point there and going in the back of into Leah. She can't seem to get a break, the Williams Junior. And yeah, I think that looks like it'll be into the pit lane if she can get going again.
Right, Felbermeyer is the race leader, so that's worked out extremely well. And how's he going to go? Look at now, trying to make having started down in 8th, but Meyerberg in the Ferrari colouring is already making those places, isn't she? Oh, look at this battle for lead. Dorian Pan trying to go to the outside. So Dorian Pan, who is currently second in the championship, on the outside here, trying to get around Felbermeyer, trying to take the lead. Can't quite do it yet. Has to back out, make sure there's enough space. But there is a real chance here, Abby.
Yeah, I mean, the safety car board, I think that saved Emma there. The safety car come out just as there was an overlap into turn 11, as we see the stricken car of Ella Lloyd not being able to get going again, which will be the cause of the safety car. But it's frustration for Dorian with not being able to get the move done just before the yellow flags come out.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's just take a look at this race start. I mean, talk us through it again of what we saw there.
Yeah, I want to look at what Ella's doing here. She's found going for the gap between Leah and Aurelia and just misjudges her braking, goes to the inside and catches the back, the rear left of Rafaela, the innocent victim there, unfortunately, but not an ideal way to start the race there.
No, it wasn't ideal at all. It was a good start by Emma Felbermeyer. She got herself into a clear space, but as you say, that both locking up, but it was very much Ella Lloyd who got it wrong sadly, and Ella, who's had that one win already this year in Jeddah. Let's have a look at it from Leah Block's point of view. Started in 4th place. Let's look at this, Abby.
A brilliant launch actually from Leah, finding the gap, actually looking at Rafaela, saw the mock-up, and then really...
We're getting ready to go racing once again.
Yeah, actually you see Emma weaving here, trying to put off her competitors. It's more for a distraction rather than a functionality of getting tyre temps. And they've actually got to stop weaving by turn 18. So if they're weaving there, they'll get a penalty. And here Dorian can be as close as possible, being ready to react to Emma. She goes quite early actually here, going into the last corner. She's going to make sure she gets a clean braking into turn 17. Perfect, needs to get the exit here now as Dorian will be tying the pressure on. It actually looks like Chloe has been caught sleeping a bit and lacking it at this start. So under pressure a little bit by Alicia going into turn 1, and Maya also looking really good.
So the race back underway, and Emma Felbermeyer has made a good start, but Dorian Pan in 2nd place is definitely keeping the pressure on. Could be some other little movements going on. Oh, it's all a little bit tight there, with Nina Gateman trying to go down the inside. Was okay, they managed to survive. Tina Hausman didn't make contact with them, but Felbermeyer is still on the edge over Dorian Pan. Meanwhile, Meyerberg is trying to catch on Palmoski, but Chloe Chambers still in 4th place at this stage. Felbermeyer sliding around a little bit.
Yeah, Maya needs to make sure that she's moves.
Absolutely right. So let's see how this goes. They're all trying to settle into the rhythm now. We're on lap 3 out of 13. There's still plenty of time. And Dorian Pan in 2nd place is often very sensible, very aware. And you've got to just keep going. You find the slot at the right time. Ferreira running a little bit wide there in the battle with Tina Hausman and with Nina Gateman. But they have all survived. Hopefully no penalties required in that respect. This is proving to be a very tight little battle going on.
Yeah, it's wheel to wheel in 2nd 2. It's really tight and twisty, and it's hard to get a move done as we go on board with Dorian in the slipstream. She'll be eyeing up a move into this last corner if she can get quite close enough. She might be confident on the brakes here, show her nose, maybe put off Emma, get in the mirrors. It's a really high pressure situation here for Emma.
Have a look, she's having a little look down the inside. She's going on the inside. braking without going too deep into the corner. Dorian Pan takes the lead. Second place now, Feldermeyer, who is now coming under even more pressure from Maria Nobel, who is right behind. Oh, and then no, Feldermeyer's up here. That's impressive. She gets it back.
Brilliant move. That was absolutely incredible. Just the move from Emma, and it was really brave on the brakes there. Caught Dorian off guard, I think, actually. Now, Dorian is under pressure from Aurelia Nobles going into turn 4.
Yeah, and Chloe Chambers is under threat from Pavlovsky as well. So it's all getting very, very close. Oh, what a great move back by Feldermeyer, who she was taken before, but being up front eventually.
She goes to the outside, pick your braking point, and Dorian also putting a nose in. And Chloe,
watch out, teammates, two Cantles teammates there, the Red Bull backing. They nearly made contact, but thankfully they didn't. It would be tricky to explain to the team afterwards. It's always tricky when you're racing that hard against the teammate, isn't it?
yeah, you want to keep it tidy, girls. I'm sure the Cantles team will be saying on the radio, let's not do anything silly here. But great racing this reverse grid has been producing so far as they go line astern into the last corner. Who's gonna pick the braking point? Who's gonna
be clever, use slipstream, be clever, use slipstream.
Well, that's what they're doing now. They're using slipstream, and Feldermeyer goes slightly defensive this time. Doesn't leave it easy to go around back up the inside. And in fact, there's no changes there this time. Just looked like she Conte maybe making a move further back, but yeah, up front, no change so far.
Dorian will be thinking here, you call me out in turn time, I'm gonna come for it here now.
Look at this, down into turn 1. Dorian Pan to the outside, but again, Feldermeyer. Oh, she's locked up on the inside. She's locked up on the short. She's going to lose the place this time or not yet. But in the end, she has to give space, and Dorian Pan is almost there. She may well lose not just the lead, but second place. Already no one else is coming through, but Feldermeyer's still not giving up, but she's lost second, and she may lose third as well, because Pavlovsky's coming through. Yeah, she's done it too. So, going from first to fourth. Yeah.
Go for the outside, fill the gaps here, and Emma squeezing her as much as she can into that, as close as she can to the pit wall. As Chloe's also on the defensive, making sure that no one can come by. But it looks like damage actually for Emma there, where the front damper cover is coming off, so might end up being a trip to the pit lane.
Oh, that's unfortunate, yeah, and it's certainly going to slow it down a little bit in a straight line like that, but what a shame, because Emma's been doing a good job, but now being contested by some of the more experienced campaigners in F1 Academy is Dorian Pan, who now leads the race, could be on for some very useful points in trying to close the gap up to Maya Verd, but Maya Verd is now running in 5th place, doing a good job there. So we will see how this all goes as we continue through this race. But Dorian Pan not getting away from Aurelia Nobels, and Nobels really doing a good job, Abby. She had a tough season so far, but it's coming together quite well at this stage.
Yeah, Aurelia piling on the pressure, putting the pressure on Dorian, and she's in the best position she's been so far in this series. So she's going to want to make sure that she's smart here, not go for any silly move or have anything, as Alicia has a little lock up into turn 1, trying to get a bit closer to Aurelia.
Absolutely. Well, let's just have a look at this battle that Dorian Pan was having with the race leader, and Emma just went a bit too deep, didn't she?
Yeah, it all come unstuck for Emma after this point, dropping back all the way and then picking up a little bit of damage there. Dorian takes a good move, putting the pressure on, putting her into a position where they make a mistake.
going to try and go around the outside to take that second place without running too wide. She's still there, hasn't gone over the curve too far, and I think she's going to take that place. Yeah, well done to her.
Yeah, incredible move there. Also keeping within track limits, so definitely not going to be a call over the radio saying she needs to drop back and give the position. It was a similar move actually what we saw her do to Chloe Chambers earlier in the race.
Yeah, absolutely. But Aurelia Nobels we're on board with now, so she's still in third place, but will be coming under pressure now from Chloe Chambers, who set that pace in qualifying. Let's see how this goes. But excellent stuff from Pamosky, up into second position in the mix. No doubt about it. It's very close in that fight for second place. But everybody keeping it clean so far. Look at the lead that Dorian Pant's pulling away though.
Yeah, she actually had a little bit of a lock on that last lap on the overhead camera angle, and the gap up closed a little bit, but here it's really getting close for P2. Chloe Chambers looking really, really racy behind Aurelia Nobles, but Aurelia will be wanting to keep this P3, but Maya Rook actually also is looking really, really fast, wanting to make the most out of these battles going on in front.
Well, we shall see how it goes. We are on lap 7 out of 13. Dorian Pan looking to try and close up that gap in the championship battle she's got with Maya Berg. Maya Berg is still holding on to the position.
Side in turn 13, into the chicane, it's really tight here. Oh, and an incident, Joanna Giconte is backwards here in the first sector, I believe.
Yeah, the young Australian, the youngest entry into F1 Academy fan is bashed, isn't it? To the left rear. Let's have a look at what's happened. 3 abreast. Oh, what a shame. Contact made with Chloe Chong.
Yeah, 3 into 1 just doesn't go. It's a bit of a lift in there. For Joanne, and that'd be heartbreaking for her having to go into the pit lane with that damage. If she can nurse it back, that is.
Yeah, she may be able to take it to a safe place, possibly, where they can then remove it. It does lead to a safety car. I was just wondering that it does lead to the safety car coming back out. And of course, what this will do, Abby, is cue everybody close together again.
The mirrors of Dorian piling on the pressure, showing that she's there and she's here, ready to attack into turn 1.
Yeah, well, she's gone for it now, out of the hairpin, absolutely just floored it on exit, and that has worked actually very well, because they're all bunched up so closely, but she's already pulled away from Pamosky, so Pamosky's not in a position to be able to challenge as they go down into turn 1. Is anybody else in a position to have a go down the inside? A little bit of a look from Nina Gateman in the Alpine livery, but I don't think that she was quite able to do anything, was she?
No, this first sector as well, it's a high-speed sector, so it's really hard to follow. So these girls need to try and get as close as possible going into turn 7. The best opportunity is actually into turn 11 after this point. So here, making sure that they're hitting their marks, managing the air wash they'll be getting ready to attack.
So let's have a little look. We've got Chloe Chambers now having an attack on third place. Chloe Chambers on the outside of the Red Bull colours, trying to go around the outside of Aurelia Nobels, and side by side, but Nobels is defending.
Yes, she got it, she got it, she got it.
Got the inside line, and she's taken third place, Abby.
Yeah, that turn 11 around the outside seems to be a really, really hot point for overtaking, especially as it comes the inside then for turn 12. Really brilliant move from Chloe Chambers, one of the biggest movers actually from last season as well, coming back to Miami here, in front of the home crowd. absolutely loving it.
Yeah, really good. Remember, she started down in 8th for this race because she was fastest in qualifying. Dorian Pan is not getting away quite so much. Maya Berg, you're on board with Maya Berg in the Ferrari colours now, and she is now going to see if she can find a way past Aurelia Novels. So, Novels is holding it to the inside there a little bit. Is that going to cost her on the exit? I'm not sure, actually. Looks like she's still got a good exit, but Dorian Pan is having to watch her mirrors, isn't she?
Yeah, Alicia's looking like she really wants to have a go, trying to feel the mirrors of Dorian and show that she's there, hard on the pressure. But actually, side by side into turn 1 with Aurelia and Maya trying to get the cut back, not quite able to do it here. Looking into turn 4, potentially trying to set something up, but it's should be doing a good job of Maya to get past.
Yeah, we shall see how this goes. It is very close in that battle right now. Aurelia Novels still defending from Maya Berg, but Maya Berg with the win that she's already had and the championship lead which she wants to try and extend. She's got a bit of a toe here. Is this going to be an opportunity? She goes to the outside, and as you said, it's always up to turn 7, but then dives back in on the inside. At the last moment, that was measured and mighty. Wow, amazing job for Maya getting through there, selling the dummy perfectly. Yeah, but also gaining time, a position there as well in the Williams colouring, because she has now moved up into 6th place. So Mia Block is also now going to go on the attack, possibly on trying to get past Aurelia Novels. That might be a little bit harder to do. It's just a little bit further ahead of Alicia Palmowski as they come down the main straight. Meanwhile, though, Maya Berg, who's gone past Novels, is also now giving it quite a toe. So I don't think Aurelia Novels has given up on getting the place back again, although down the inside, Nina Gaiman in the background. Yes, she's getting the place.
Yeah, there with Team Hassel, but Maya having a massive knocker going into the last corner, under a lot of pressure by Aurelia, and she wants to stop getting slowed down by all this defending. She wants to get up to the top 3. She's got a podium streak. She actually has not been off the podium at all this year, so you want to get going and chase after the leaders.
Absolutely. Let's take a little look back at this, Abby, from the on-board version, and just talk us through this.
Yeah, last minute decision to go to the right, and then realised actually she's opened the door. She's gonna let me sail right past here. Really textbook move there from Maya Berg.
Tough one, isn't it? I've been in that situation.
Who actually was in contact at the first corner at the start of the race, now putting the pressure on Aurelia too. Seeing if she can go around the outside of turn 11, sideways, off the track there. So if she does get past, she's going to have to give it back. 4 wheels off there over the white line from my point of view, if I'm honest.
Yeah, no, it did look like it, absolutely. So, yeah, the stewards will have to look at that to see. But, which is a bit of a shame, because Leah Block's actually been doing a fantastic job. She's had a bit of a tough season, certainly in qualifying. She's managed to get some results. She always manages to gain places in the races. And tomorrow she'll be quite near the front of the grid, of course, after doing such a good job in qualifying. But, yeah, right now, that will be looked at, I would think. Oh, a little look back from our race leader, Dorian Mann. She's still not got this totally comfortable yet, because Alicia Palmowski, she's put the pressure on her. Here we are, the top 2, they've gone away from Chloe Jenkins in 3rd place, but we still have a battle going on to the last lap, don't we, Adam?
Yeah, Dorian would have wanted to have got the pressure for Sean's first point and make the gap a bit bigger, but Alicia is right there, ready to attack, making sure there's an opportunity on his last lap to try and get past and go to the win, but we'll see. Hopefully close the gap a bit more and try and scoot on past them, although the gap's opening up in sector 1 a little bit.
It is, and as you were saying, if you close in through this sector. It's then into the second sector. That's an interesting tight and wide. That doesn't take very long.
Looking at the inside, no, not quite close enough. The next opportunity here now will come into the last corner, so make sure, on this tight, twisty sector 2, you get it perfect and be right underneath her, ready to go into turn 17.
So you're right, it's all about the slipstream down the straight that's coming up. Remember, into the tight left-hander now, which leads onto the long straight. Get a good exit here, and then you will get the toe. There's no DRS in F1 Academy, as in Formula 1, but you still get a decent toe down a straight that is this long. But is it going to be enough? She will now start to gain just a little bit, and I'm not sure if she's going to be quite close enough to attack. No, that Dorian Pan has done a good job there, holding the position. And as they come through the last few corners now, it looks like it's all going the way of the French driver. It's Dorian Pan who is going to take the checkered flag. Dorian Pan wins the first of the 2 races for Race1 Academy here in Miami in 2025. Alicia Paramos finishes in second. Colin Chambers in third place. Maya Bird finishes in 4th position, with Nia Block in 5th place. Gaiman going well into 6th place in the end. Aurelien Nobles, who was so much a part of that battle, finishing in 7th. Final point in 8th place goes to Tina Hausman, and then just outside that, Rafaela Ferreira, who started up on the front row, ended up down in 9th place.